Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my Sunday night live. My name's Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland. And every Sunday night I come to do a Facebook Live with you and make a card. So thank you for joining me. If you pop in, please do say hi. I'd love to know who I'm talking with. Let me just get my screen up so that I can see if anyone joins me. And we will. Okay, so tonight we're going to make this cute little pop-up card. So it's just, it looks like a standard card. Inside it's got this little pop-up thing which folds flat to fit into a standard card. Good evening, Alison. So yeah, I thought it was quite cute. It doesn't unfortunately pop up by itself, but it does have kind of, it adds a bit of interest to the inside, and you can put a little bit of a message on. So in this card, what I did is there's only stamping on the sentiment. The rest of it is all designer series paper. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on how to use it. Use your designer series paper instead of stamping, so you don't have to have lots of stamps. Okay, so starting out as a piece I've got some Blackberry Bliss standard card base A4 scored through the middle and cut to make A5 that way. Just fold it in half, and then we have another piece of card which I will bring in my trimmer and measure for you. So this is 8.5. They're the shopping papers, Alison. I'll get the pack out and show you, because some of it's got like carrots and vegetables all over it, and then it's got some flowers, and then it's got some shopping bags. So that I'm using the flower, that's what I bought it for. But the gingham check, and then there's another green check, and then I'm using this one, which is like little crosses. Probably not very clear. So yeah, that on the other side of that is tomatoes. So initially, that did put me off, is the fruits and vegetables, because I was like, it's not really something that I do. Hi, Andrea. So we've got 8.5, which is the width of your cardstock. So if you didn't score across here, if you cut your A4 in half, and you could actually just use another piece of this. Is it 8.5? Oh no, then you can't actually. Yes. Carrots. There's carrots, cabbages, and something else on there. Okay, so this one is 8.5, so slightly wider than our cardstock. You could make it 8.25, so as the same width as our cardstock. I don't know, I think I had some scrap. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to pop this in, and I have made it 3.5 wide, just because that made it easier for matting the other layers on top. So we're going to score at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. So then you're going to be left with 4.5 inches at the bottom. Okay, and that is pretty much it. Then we're just going to score. How's everyone's weekend been? I hope you had a lovely yesterday. The weather was amazing. Well, didn't start out so great, but ended up being amazing. Today was pretty glorious as well. We got washing out on the deck. It was very warm, all the doors and windows open, which was great. It's starting to feel like spring. I did see though, down Palmerston North Way, that they had some lightning storms and things. Alright, so like I've said many times, I like to score back and forth so that it just makes that fold a little bit more pliable. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it back on itself so it creates this little box here, which is going to be your pop-up. And so when you pop it into your card, like so, which you probably can't see very well, sorry, because it's the same colour, but you're going to pop it in and you've got a little lip at the top and the bottom when it's closed, alright? When it pops up, it'll be a little bit higher up. So what we'll do is we'll get some glue. You can use your whichever your favourite adhesive is. So we're going to glue the very last tab against the side here, okay? So we want to make sure that we have it on the opposite side of where we want to glue. Obviously, if you do this before you decorate, it's not going to matter if you do it the wrong way. But if you've already decorated, you want to make sure that you've got it going the right way. Now, I'm a liquid glue girl, and that is, so we're going to make our box like so, alright, and then we're just going to bring it round. And then I like to make sure that it sits flat once it's done its thing. Sometimes it might need a little bit of a trim, so it's always good to test that before you glue it down. Okay, so then we're going to decorate it before we put it all together. So on the inside here, I've got a piece of basic white, which I've got two, and they're both the same size, so that's handy. I'm going to put one in here, which is because it is such a dark card. It was lovely to have Andrea and Jill and Nikki add their cards up. They were beautiful cards. Anyone receiving those would be super grateful, I'm sure. I've just cut off some of the edges. Now sometimes we can look at our designer series paper and go, oh, that's just, I don't need that, I'm going to throw that away. But these tiny little ones here, they are just from the edge of the designer series paper, and I'll just cut around them, and then you can just decorate the inside of your card. Just lay them over each other like that, over that. So you've got, and otherwise they'd end up in the bin, or in a pile of little flowers that we think we're going to come back and use but never do. So I like to put them on the inside. While that's still drying, I'm going to decorate the front, and I've got another piece of basic white, which is the same size as my inside mat. So if you are new to following me, I come down a 1/4 inch. So in New Zealand, our A4 cardstock is 8 1/4 inches across, or 21 centimeters. So I score at 10.5 or 4 1/8. So then the matting is 10 centimeters or 3 7/8. And then the same, I go 5 centimeters shorter or 1/4 inch shorter on the bottom. And I make, so ours is 14.85 or 5 7/8, so it can make it a little bit confusing. So I've got some paper here, which is from, I can't remember what it's from. Let me have a look. Shopping. Does it come up with it? No. It hasn't come up with it. Let me just have another look here. Paper, patterned paper. So this is actually out of the main catalogue. So there we go. Sorry, I'll just flip you up so you can see. I might not be able, I'll move you over a bit. So this is, now I need to move you back. Sorry. Make you a bit dizzy. So this is the, it's called To Market. So this is possibly, Alison, why you went straight past it, because we've got carrots, tomatoes, onions, radishes, cabbages, and then a page of tomatoes. But I quite liked these floral ones here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. So the little tiny one, actually let me go through. So the back of the cabbage one is this orange floral, which I've used before. And then the back of the tomato one is the one that I'm using today. And then the bags is the check. And then these flowers I've used also. And then it's got a wood grain on the back. And then these flowers I've used with the orange on the back. And there's one more, which is the bouquets, which I've cut out. And then there's a green check on them. So that one is called To Market. And it is 12 by 12. And it is in our annual catalogue or online, wherever you prefer to shop. Okay. Several large containers of scraps to be used. Then the scrappy card is the best card for using up scraps. So I'm going to do a couple of layers here. No, I'm not. I got myself confused. Those other layers are for the inside of the card. Come on. Need to not put the lid on. Yeah, so if you've got offcuts and bits, you can just adjust your mats, and then you'd even just have, if you've got strips, it's a really cool effect just to have them down the side and then have your plain bit there in a sentiment or an image. So that is going to be my front. I have chosen one of another bag, and I'm just going to pop this on here. And my thinking was that I would use those two and pop them in the basket, like so. Oops. Like we've been shopping. And then the basket there. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the flowers. And then I'm going to put my sentiment up here. So I might just put some glue on here. And normally I don't want it to ooze out all over the place like that, but I'm going to glue this down so it'll just help keep it in place. So I'm going to pop this back on here how I wanted it, and then I'm going to pop my flowers down, and that'll all stay in place. And these ones I'm going to pop on the inside. I haven't got my pack out, but I didn't think about doing that. Actually I did, and then thought, oh no, they might overhang, so I'll wait. Okay, so we'll let that just sit to dry. I've got another piece of Whisper White, Basic White, which again is 1/4 inch. So that's 4.5. So this is 4 1/4. That was 3.5. So this is 3 1/4. Okay, and then the same with the Designer Series paper is another 1/4 inch down from that to give that equal border. All right, so I'm going to pop that together. I just really love anything that's got a bit of Blackberry Bliss in it. So I ummed and ahed about getting this Designer Series paper, but then I actually ended up getting it because of the patterns in it with the Blackberry Bliss and the other things that I could cut out. But I've only just got it, and it came out in April. What I have forgotten is a piece here. Did I cut that out for that? maybe, should I just put, pardon me, I said 3.5, so it should be 3.25. So I'm going to pop that there, just as a, to break up the Blackberry Bliss. I don't think I've got a strip thin enough of the green to go on top, but that's okay. You don't have to necessarily have matching there. Okay, so now if we go back to our card, we've got, see, I've made that a little bit wider, but we've got that panel there. It's just, it's entirely up to you on your finishing. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it, if I can open it, so that with the panel up, because it's going to be like that when it's closed, we need to do it on the back of this one here. So if you have your card open, you've got your front panel, then the top, and then the very back, and then that piece there, this your second one, is not going to be adhered. Alright. Now again, we don't want a huge amount of glue, but we want to make sure that it stays on there. I like to turn it sideways. So I'm just going to center this within my card base on the left hand side. And I can see that that's probably a little bit tricky to see, but roughly here and here at the top and bottom, and then the left and right sides, we're looking to get it quite centered in there. And I'm going to close that and press it down a bit, and then I'm going to pop this bunch of flowers in here. I just said, don't leave the lid off. Alright, and pop that in there. While that is sitting waiting, I'm just going to stamp my sentiments. This is where it's great to have a bunch of scraps from when we cut off all our edge pieces. I did have some retired ribbon that I was going to pop on there as well, but I'll see. I don't maybe think it needs it on there now. I was kind of going to put a bow on there. Let's have a look. That's kind of funny. What do we think? If I was to pop that there, what do we think? And I'd trim it a bit more, maybe a bit smaller. Okay, I feel like that might be quite cute there with shorter tags, shorter tails I mean, or maybe it needs to be a bit bigger to sit flat. Anyway, we'll finish playing with that. I'm going to stamp this and I'm going to do Let's Celebrate and Happy Birthday, and I'm going to do that in Garden Green. And then I'm going to split, let me clean that. I've got quite a thin strip here, so hopefully, because it needs to be Garden Green. Happy birthday. Give it a clean. Oh, that's a bit stinky. That needs clean too. Right. And then let's make sure that we've got it nice and straight. Let's celebrate. Clean that. Okay, that's from Simply Said, which is at the moment it's been my go-to because it's got some quite good sentiments and a couple of options. So I'm gonna go, let's celebrate, get rid of that. This is a better size. I actually used my trimmer and cut the other one down because it was too big. And let's celebrate. So let's use a couple of dimensionals. Oh, I was going to keep that. Maybe I'll just do that and that. And maybe I'll keep that one flat because otherwise it's too bulky when you close it, because it's already got the extra layer in it. So keep that free of glue. Alright, so that's our inside. You could have also stamped a message up there, and then the outside let's celebrate. And let's put this on. I'm going to trim tails there. And I find glue dots are the best for ribbon. I think I'll use 2 just to give extra. There we go. Alrighty, so that is our card. Let's put everything away so we can see them together. One little tiny bit of ribbon left. I feel like I should use it up, but how much of a pain will that be? Yeah, too much of a pain. It's alright. I've got one bit left for another card. And there. Rubbish. Rubbish. Mini dimensionals today. Oh, I didn't even use that. I was going to put mini dimensionals on the front. Thanks, Alison. So that's our 2 cards. Same paper pack, same card design, but actually quite different in some ways. Similar in some and different in others. So that is our centre pop out. So it stands up really nicely by itself. Folds nice and flat, easy postage, and that's, yeah, that end. Alright, so I said last week that if you made last week's card, that I would put your name in the draw to win these basic pattern decorative masks, which you can use with ink, sponges, you can use brayers, you can use blending brushes, daubers for ink, or you can use the, what do you call it, embossing paste. So I have got Nikki, Andrea and Jill on there. Sorry, I'm out of practice at reading names off there. On my phone. So good luck, ladies. Thank you very much for sharing your creativity this week, and I will send this out to Jill. Yay, congratulations, Jill. I'll pop that in the post to you in the next few days so that you can have a play with those. Thank you very much for sharing your card with us. All right, I am going to say goodbye, and it's 4 minutes until 8 o'clock, so we're a little bit early, but that's okay. So please, if you have a go at making one of these cards, then I'd love to see it. Excuse me. If you do have a go, I've got some, I might put it down, faux sea glass gems. Now it's probably not showing up very well that way. If I flip it down this way, whoops, where's my thingy gone? There. So they're just like little glass rocks. So that is up for next week's prize. If anyone pops a card up, then I will, if more than one person pops a card up, then I'll put you in the drawer. Otherwise, if you're the only one, those are yours. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me again tonight. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you enjoy making that card if you give it a go. All right. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.